Hey guys, it's Anpu. I just arrived at my classroom here in South London. I was on the phone to a friend in Montenegro, and we had a chat about railway vocabulary and how there's some like words that she's never really come across before. For example, the differences between like a bus and a coach. So in this video, I would like to discuss with you a few railway related British English terms. So I'm not sure what the terms are in your country. You can let me know in the comments below. But number one is bus. So when British people think of the word bus, we think of this thing here. So it's what you sort of use. You can use the Oyster card, you can sort of use a contactless payment card, and the seats don't really have seat belts or anything, and it's used for public transport. So that's a bus. But a coach is what you usually use intercity. So you don't usually pay via contactless or cash. You have to pre-book online. The seats are bigger, comfier, and yeah, like they have seat belts as well. So it's a requirement that you put your seat belt on. Third one is top deck. So whenever you want to go to the top deck, a British person basically means, do you want to sit on the top floor of the bus? Because our buses are double deckers. Well, a lot of them are, but we also do have single decker buses too. Number 5 is the tube. So the tube, or the tube, which is how I say it with a CH sound. The tube is our metro system, our subway. So I know in America they call it the subway. I know in a lot of European cities they call it the metro. We call it the tube. No one says subway or metro here. So if you want to touch in, it means that you need to physically tap your card on whichever reader that the sort of transit is using. So if you're entering the tube, you would touch into the tube. You can also touch into the bus as well. So there's like an integrated system called the Oyster card, but they've also got the contactless card, which you can use as well to touch in. Number 6 is westbound and eastbound. So this took me a while when I was a kid to understand, but essentially a westbound train goes towards the west of London, and then an eastbound train travels towards the east. So I know that sounds pretty obvious, but when you're on the platform, they usually label the trains eastbound and westbound. So I guess it's really important to sort of like familiarize yourself with the compass points of London, and this will really help you navigate the tube system. Number 7, what is a footbridge, I hear you ask? A footbridge is essentially a bridge which sort of connects two platforms together. We have a lot of those, especially on the national rail system. I don't really see many footbridges on tube stops or tube stations, but they're quite common at a national rail station. So essentially it's just a bridge connecting two platforms, and that's called a footbridge. And finally, number 8, peak trains and off-peak trains. So off-peak is a time period where the railway system in the UK is not that busy. Peak trains run from 6:30 to 9:30 in the morning, and they're usually more expensive. So you'd want to take an off-peak train to make sure that your journey is less expensive for you. It's interesting because the off-peak and peak times do vary, so I recommend that you check the times on the website before you travel, and actually when you tap in on your Oyster card, when you tap in on your Oyster card, it's really important that you sort of like keep an eye on how much has been deducted from your card. And there we have it, guys. That is a quick little video on British railway terms. I hope you found this video useful. That was just a quick video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one, and wanted to leave you with one last message, and that's to love your identity. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.
This is Paddington. Change for the Bakerloo line and National Rail Services.